That's not the only way we're backing in Western Australians, as Mercadia has just said. We understand that Western Australia is a powerhouse of the Australian national economy. One of the important reasons why Australia has fared better than all of the G7 nation economies, the most advanced economies in the world during this pandemic, with 260,000 more people employed after the pandemic than we had before. And the fact that we've saved 40,000 lives in Australia, including here in Western Australia, one of the highest vaccination rates in the world, and Western Australia now leads that pack across the country. And that we can say that under the Global Index, Australia is the second most prepared country in the world for pandemic preparedness. All of this has happened by backing Western Australians and Western Australia's economy being such an important part of the national economy. Now, unemployment here in Western Australia has already gone below 4%. And that's going to happen for the rest of the country under our economic plan. But one of the ways you achieve that here in Western Australia is you're serious about backing in the resources industry and the mining industry here in Western Australia. Now, we just don't say that as Liberals. We mean it. Whether it's our agreement with the Western Australian Premier Mark McGowan, we wanted to change the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Act, Conservation Act, the EPBC Act, to ensure that it was simpler, that it was fairer, that decisions could be made quicker and investments could flow into Western Australia. The Premier and I agreed that we had to do this. And so we put the legislation forward. Labor and the Greens opposed it at a federal level. Federal Labor under Anthony Albanese is not the same as state Labor under Mark McGowan. They're two very different animals. And we've worked very closely with Mark McGowan here in Western Australia to deliver and support the path he has been on, and to ensure that the economic dividend, especially in our resources sector, can continue to be realised. And we've done the same with our defence industry investments. Just in the last 2 days, yesterday, $4.3 billion up to that in investment in the dry dock facility we discussed yesterday. Today, more than $400 million investment in realising Australia's critical minerals and rare earths industry. And that's especially here in Western Australia. 2 companies specifically benefiting from direct support to ensure that they can realise their potential. This is how you grow a strong economy. This is how you get a strong economy for a stronger future. And at this election, that is the choice. The choice is who can best manage our economy going forward? Who can best manage our national finances? It is our government that has kept our AAA credit rating throughout the pandemic and over our entire time in government. And we've done that by making sensible, responsible decisions. And you'll see that in the budget in a fortnight's time. Sensible, responsible decisions, but at the same time address the need to grow our economy and support Australians with the cost of living pressures that they are facing. The budget will be there to support Australia's ongoing recovery, but not just that, but to build our economy for the future in the same way we have, which has made Australia one of the most resilient economies in the world through this crisis. And that is in no small part due to the very outstanding efforts here in Western Australia.